All right, everyone. Thank you for coming, and I'm glad you're here. I want to just apologize in advance for the noise. If you follow my blog, The Natural Travelista, you know that I'm in the Peace Corps, so there's a lot of noise here, so I apologize, especially for the roosters that you might hear. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. And today's topic is blogs that I follow. So I got this topic from an Instagram post that I saw, and I thought it would be good to share with you all the different blogs that I follow. So the blogs that I'm going to list today are not necessarily people that I follow, because I follow a lot of bloggers on a lot of platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. But these are blogs, specific like websites that I follow, or people that always drive me back to their site to look at content. So I'll go ahead and jump in. I'm going to go by category. So first I'll talk about travel, then I'll talk about my natural hair blogs, and then I'll end with my Peace Corps blogs. So for travel bloggers, the first one that I follow is Cool Young History, and this is a married couple that quit their job to go on an indefinite honeymoon. That is their catchphrase. So I definitely go to their site a lot to see about their adventures and where they're going next, and to see the husband's artwork that he does. And they've been traveling for a long time on their honeymoon. So I really like going to their site. They have a lot of attraction on Instagram, and they always have me going back to their website specifically to see what new updates they have on their travels. The second blog that I follow is The Catch Me If You Can. And this is a young lady that I got introduced to when I watched a YouTube Google chat from Travel Noir. She's a curator, and I've been hooked to her blog ever since. And she's been to 56 countries and counting. So I always love seeing where she's going. She's always going somewhere. And she really captures the culture of the places that she travels. It's not like, oh, I'm going here for a day and then I'm leaving. So I'm always going back to her website to see what she has coming up in her travels. The next travel blogger that I follow is Rachel of Rachel Travels. I was first introduced to her when I watched a YouTube. Yes, there goes the rooster, sorry. So the first time I got introduced to Rachel was on a YouTube video of her packing her backpack to go traveling. And since I travel in the Philippines, it's really hard to carry a suitcase, so I purchased a backpack, and I just wanted to figure out, how do you pack a backpack? So I really liked her video, which in turn led me to her website, which always has traveling tips and tricks. And now she has flight alerts, so you can find alerts on different flight deals that are available or that you may not be able to find. So she's a really good resource if you're looking for good flights. And I'll run through their websites so you can look out for them. Cool Young History is just coolyounghistory.com. The Catch Me If You Can is thecatchmeifyoucan.com. And Rachel Travels, racheltravels.com. Okay. So one day I'm going to have to do a Periscope about noise and sound here in the Philippines in the Peace Corps, because it's so difficult to do videos here. But I'm going to keep on pushing through. So the next category is natural hair. I don't follow a lot of natural hair blogs because there's so many bloggers, so much information. It's hard to just kind of keep going to one site. I usually just Google whatever hair concerns I'm looking for, and then I go from there. But there are 4 different blogs, or in this case, 4 different bloggers that I always look out for. So the first one is curlynikki.com, and that's probably one of the biggest natural hair blog sites. I was first introduced to Curly Nikki when I started going natural, and I find myself always kind of going back there when I'm looking at different topics specific to natural hair. And that is curlynikki.com. The next one is Global Couture. I am a faithful shopper of Global Couture. Actually, the shirt I have on is from Global Couture, if you can see it. And I'm also a brand ambassador for Global Couture. So I was first featured on their website maybe 2010. And since then, I'm always going back to their blog to see what new products that they have related to natural hair, hair accessories, t-shirts, cute earrings, bow ties, and things like that. And I always go back to see who's the new features, the people, maybe they're not necessarily a blogger, but they're just normal natural like you and me, and they're being featured on Global Couture. And right now the owner, Patricia, she is doing a around the world travel, so you can definitely find her travel pictures on Instagram, hashtag Global Couture Travels. And I just really love the mission of bringing fashion and bringing awareness to natural hair all over the world. So please, please, please go follow my favorite natural hair company, Global Couture. Their website is globalcoutureblog.net. And you can do some shopping while you're at it. And then the next two natural hair bloggers, they're not really bloggers, they're more like YouTube personalities, but I always go to YouTube looking to see what new videos they have. If I get an update, I'm like, oh, let me see what's on YouTube now. And that is My Natural Sisters and Sumitra Reed. Excuse me. So My Natural Sisters, love them. 3 sisters out of Texas that work full-time and things like that, but they're also documenting all of their experiences with natural hair, their different hairstyles, and they share their personal life too, so that's always fun to watch them and see what they're doing. I've actually used a few of their videos and copied some of the tutorials that I've included into my hair regimen. So the breakdown method, I use that. I also have tried the faux bun with Marley hair, and they're very simple tutorials that you can definitely use. You don't have to worry about trying a YouTube tutorial or replicating a YouTube video and then your hair looking nothing like it. So I really love them. I actually need to go check up on them now and see if they've got any new videos out. And then Sumitra Reed, I would like to claim that she is the queen of twist and twist outs. When I was going natural, when I was transitioning, I was always going to her YouTube page to try new twist out styles and new flat twists and things like that. She was consistent. I can always guarantee if I needed a twist style, I could go to her YouTube page and definitely find something that I could either duplicate or modify to make it my own. So if you're on YouTube, please go check out My Natural Sisters and Sumitra Reed. Okay? And lastly, I'm just going to end with some Peace Corps blogs because that is a really big part of the Peace Corps is Goal 3, sharing our experiences with Americans, friends, and family back home. And there are a few places you can go to get some really good stories. The first is the Peace Corps blog. So the Peace Corps as a whole has a blog website where there are articles and stories from Peace Corps volunteers serving all over the world. So if you're looking for an experience from someone in Costa Rica, if you're looking for someone and their experience in South Africa or Azerbaijan, you can definitely go there and find blogs or stories. And there's a wide array of topics. There's pretty much topics on anything you can think of as it relates to living in the Peace Corps. And that is passport.peacecorps.gov. And I'll probably upload this video to my blog so that you can see all these links. Next, there is a blog that I follow religiously, and it's actually a friend of mine, a co-volunteer, a fellow volunteer. Her name is Rachel, and she is the writer of My Global Arena. I was following her a little bit before I joined Peace Corps, and I always found interesting topics because she had traveled and did things before, so she had this blog before Peace Corps even started. So I really liked watching and seeing what she was doing, and also seeing how she was preparing for the Peace Corps at the same time that I was. And even still, now that I'm in the Philippines, I'm always going to her site to see where she's traveling to. So I know she just came back from Thailand, and I'm going to her website to see, what she did in Thailand, and if I wanted to go, what's some things I need to make sure that I do. And she also is a very good cook, so she has a lot of recipes and things like that from recipes here in the Philippines, as well as do-it-yourself type of arts and crafts. So making the most out of the little that you have, and that's always really important. Excuse me, really important for Peace Corps volunteers here. So if you're interested in seeing another perspective of Peace Corps Philippines, definitely go to my girl's blog, myglobalarena.wordpress.com. Okay? And last but not least, the final blog that I follow for Peace Corps is how PCVs put it gently. So Peace Corps volunteers, we all turn everything into acronyms, so we call PCVs. And how PCVs put it gently is just a running list of things that Peace Corps volunteers are thinking, doing, experiencing, all put into animations and exaggerated. And it's hilarious. It's a funny blog. I'm not sure how it would appeal to someone that's not in the Peace Corps community, but definitely us volunteers, when we're bored and we feel like we're at our wits' end and we're thinking that we're not going to make it, we definitely go to how PCVs put it gently to get a good laugh and to make sure that we're not the only ones going through this experience, and that there's others like us that still make it through. So that is how a PCV puts it gently.tumblr.com. So I'll just briefly recap and run through. These are my top blogs that I follow. Travel blogs, coolyounghistory.com, thecatchmeifyoucan.com, racheltravels.com. Then my natural hair blogs, we have curlynikki.com, globalcoutureblog.net, and then on YouTube you can find My Natural Sisters and Symetra Reed. For Peace Corps blogs, we have passport.peacecorps.gov, howapcvputsitgently.tumblr.com, and myglobalarena.com. So, thank you all so much for coming. Please put little hearts if you liked this Periscope. It's my first topic-driven Periscope. I did one before, but it was just, like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. How does this work? But now I might have to find a new space where it's more quiet, but I hope to put out more videos for you to see. So, thanks again for joining, and I will catch you later.